What the fuck?
I'm in a really good part of a sex scene, too.
I'm having a moment.
I know. That's why I've been reading while you have your moment. I'm like,
Hey, Craig, what's happening,
I'll go to my happy place.
Ron, dude. Let's
Greg
go.
goes to his
dude,
meltdown place.
fucking Restream crashed on us.
Not us, you.
It's us.
I'm just along for the ride, babe.
We're definitely not getting that good start. That good, like, fresh 90 seconds of, I don't think it matters. Guys, you know what? All right. Sorry, I interrupted. Craig gave you the all right. Because normally you go, hello.
Hello.
There you go. Sorry, man. I'm like, holy shit, all the way up until like, what, 20 seconds ago?
Yeah.
I'm like, this shit is going sideways
No,
on
you've been
me.
freaking out for about 45 minutes. I mean, let's be honest.
Dude, okay, so.
I mean, sometimes I wonder if maybe you shouldn't have so many beverages before we do
It had
the
nothing
show.
to do with me. Like, I log. Okay, so.
Common denominator and all the problems.
You log in and
GL.
you go in and you update notes and like restream and you do these things, right? Like every day. YouTube.
My girl's
Problem
on.
logging in. I'm like, okay, so.
GG. Hello, my love.
All right, this is a Greg bitch session.
I've been listening. That's why I'm like, I'm just going to start saying hello to people. I'm just gonna,
right? Oh, man. Dude, I'm fucking fired up. I'm hot.
So here's speaking of hot. One thing I did realize while you're freaking out and is kind of getting some stuff together, there is no air pushed this way. That's why I think I get hot. Because I was standing right there. I was like, oh, there's
Or you're
such
just
a nice
caliente.
breeze. I mean,
that
I could
Mexican and fuego.
I did get my hair did today, so that could be some of it.
That's probably, and your eyebrows.
You're
all tuned up. You got.
I was a new woman when I
got
walked
your
in this
toes
house.
did last week.
I know.
You got your hair this week. And
now,
your
if I would just keep up with it,
you know what?
And it would just be maintenance.
We'll take it all for what we can do, right?
It's a lot.
I trimmed my mustache.
I know. I saw, or you told me.
Anyway, so we're only streaming on YouTube tonight.
Trim.
Yeah, we're only streaming on YouTube. Fuck Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Facebook's fault. I don't really give a shit. What do you need? What you want? What you want? What you want?
Feed me, Maurice.
You've got. Oh, it's Friday night, guys. Tangy lemon.
Okay.
Strawberry guava.
Just strawberry.
Exotic pineapple.
Pineapple. That's my favorite.
All right. I hope you guys are having a good night. What is this?
I have too much shit now.
What is this thing I'm drinking? This would be a Topo Chico, a mango Topo Chico tonight.
Greasy.
I know, but favorite. I threw a Strike Force in it.
Yeah, that's got to be even worse now.
I was having a moment. I was in the garage. All right.
Oh.
I'm in the garage.
Can I go back to my sex scene while you talk about this part?
Going through, and I'm like, what in the fuck is happening to my
I see Bill
all my shit, right?
Aaron.
So I honestly think Restream is having an issue because it said it as soon as I went back in. Okay, so Bill, shout out to Bill. So tomorrow we're gonna record an episode of the Nooners podcast.
It's like you must be excited because that's like the 15th time I've heard that since 5 o'clock.
Yeah. So, we had to talk about it and stuff like that. So he's getting that kicked off. So Bill's in charge.
So I'm going to stop you for a second.
Sure. Oh, cheers. You know
Cheers.
what, motherfuckers? Cheers.
Cheers, you guys. Happy
it's Friday
Friday
night. Happy Friday.
I
You know what?
Some red lipstick tonight.
So I was talking to him about that. I'm super happy he's doing that. So, but you kind of go through these things and you go, fuck.
Hey, Craig, I don't think it's in order. I think they're just recording
what
tomorrow.
Yeah, we're just recording. Yeah, just recording. It's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be live or anything like that. But we're going to record some and do some talk, have some conversation. Bill's going to.
Maybe don't wear your hat. Tomorrow, not now.
Oh, like, what are you saying? Like,
don't wear your hat tomorrow.
I got kicked in the head in jiu-jitsu by a 12-year-old yesterday.
I'm going to just start taking pictures.
On my
I'm going to start taking pictures of the texts I get on Tuesdays and Thursdays and just start, here's his injury
it's
tonight.
Funny, so.
Here's his injury tonight.
All right, before we get into this shit, welcome to The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg. I'm Greg, and that is.
I'm Beth.
Thank you guys for joining. I hope you're having a good night. I hope you're having a good week. It's been a rough week for a lot of people, a lot of shit on everybody's minds. We'll get into that here in a couple minutes, but you can always go out and check us out on The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg's Facebook. Fuck Facebook right now.
Instagram. It's probably not Facebook. It's probably something stream.
I don't know. They're the ones that failed me.
Restream.
You can check us out on iTunes and Spotify. And holy shit, so I was messing around with stuff, and when you upload your like the podcast to Podbean, we use Podbean to upload everything. I saw a little check mark next to Amazon Music, and I was like, what does this mean?
What does it mean?
So I went out to Amazon Prime and I searched our podcast. I was like, boo-doo-doo-ba-doo.
How?
Boo-doo-doo-ba-doo. And it came up, and we're on Amazon Prime or Amazon streaming shit. Evidently, I had no idea. So they probably hijack it from Podbean or something like that. But hey, the more avenues.
I mean, it's a good.
But I was literally
I almost
looking.
said jack off.
The reason I actually went out and looked,
hijack.
I was scrolling down because there's all sorts of restreaming companies.
Okay.
And I was looking through to see, is Amazon on it? And I had already checked it off. So I went out and I was like, fuck, we already have, it's got our whole catalog, or at least like half our catalog out there since I've been uploading them out to there. So it's just cool. So you guys, it's Friday night. We're going to get into some little bit of heavy shit, but we're going to get into some really fun shit too.
Well, we're going to start off with some heavy shit,
Yeah.
and then we're going to move on.
Right. So that's why I aptly titled the good, the bad,
No,
the good, the bad, and everything else.
The good, the bad, and everything in between.
Whatever,
Yeah.
she said. Beth named the show tonight. So
It's very common.
the good, the
Phrase.
bad, and everything in between.
The good and the
That
bad.
is? Oh, the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's a movie.
I don't know if it was a movie.
It's a
but
Clint
the good and
Eastwood
the
movie.
bad.
Come on.
I don't watch westerns. It's probably a western, right?
Of course it is. It's Clint
Yeah.
Eastwood.
I don't watch westerns. Unless it's got like I watch Tombstone.
He wasn't in that one.
I know. I'll also watch any western that and I also watch any western that has Sam Elliott.
Mhm. Including the Cheetos commercial or whatever it was.
Cheetos.
All right. So 9/11's tomorrow.
Yes.
Big day. I mean, so again, we did a lot of stuff like for my team at work and stuff like that. This is one of those ones that it is. This is why I switched it. And I originally, literally on my notes, I have the bad, the good, and everything else, right? And I kind of came in and she said, no, switch it, right? Because 9/11, it's the first question I want to ask is like, where were you? And share this on the boards because this is an important moment. Like my parents and probably your parents had JFK assassination, right? Like a moment like that was so transformative and pivotal in like society,
Right.
that like everything shut the fuck down.
I remember everything that whole day.
Of 9/11,
from the moment.
that's how I am.
I remember like specific.
Everything.
Where
I
were
remember
you?
driving to
Where
work.
were you?
So I lived with TJ
Okay.
downtown
Do
Phoenix.
you still work at Enterprise?
That's what I was working at Enterprise.
Okay.
I lived in down. So share these stories with each other on the boards because I think this is an important part of remembering. This is literally 20 years ago.
Can't
2
believe that.
decades. So I'm 45. You're 51. Like I was an adult just recently out of
kind of an
college.
adult.
But recently out of college,
Right.
kind of like trying to grow up and do these things, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden, like the norm got instantly shifted, right? So I was in bed, like it was because we lived in Arizona, so we're a couple hours behind. TJ slams open my door. Holy shit! A plane just hit the New York Trade Center, the New York Trade Center. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, get out here. And he was one of my first friends that had like a giant fucking TV.
With the big bag in?
Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean? It didn't register. You're like, what do you mean? And so for me, like I even put this when we were talking with my team, we use Slack and we talk all over. And it was a conversation that I was like, it was surreal or unreal to imagine that it was anything other than an accident. Like fucking weird shit happens. Like, holy shit, right? And then you go into it and then like the second one happened. And then, then you start hearing, and this is pre-fucking cell phone days. I mean, I think I had a brick. Something like that.
Yeah,
like
I think you had the
like the old
original first-
Nokia or
the
something
flip
like that.
phones or-
Yeah, like an old Nokia brick. There was no smartphone shit. Like you
Right.
could just pull up an app and start real time. There's no Twitter or some shit
Well,
like
there
that.
wasn't. Now you have news apps and
Like shit that's like
Right.
so fast, right? So everything's on TV. And I remember he was listening. He was listening. I think Howard Stern was on the air, and he listened because TJ got up early, like every single day, and he went to bed kind of early. And he was listening to Howard Stern. And of course, Howard Stern was live on air at that time, right? So for me, it was like, I mean, I was like, I don't know what to do with this. You can't process like what's happening.
right.
You can't fucking mentally process. So I just was like, all right, go take a shower, get dressed, get in the car, turn on the radio, drive to work.
So I was at home because I had started with the company that we're with. I was still on the phone, and my schedule was, I think, 12 p.m. to 10 p.m., something like that. And I had gotten up. We didn't have a TV in our bedroom, and we also had one of those huge TVs.
Mhm.
Remember how big they used to be? Like they used to be like 6 feet tall too. Not really,
Yeah,
but
no, they were
they
big.
they
Yeah,
used to have the
yeah.
whole. And I turned it on, and immediately, like every single channel had that
Just
on.
flash to that, right?
And I called Jamie, and I was like, "You need to find a TV. You need to turn this on." And I was like, I don't even know what to do." And he's like, "All right, I'll call you back." He ended up coming home, and we watched it for a little while together. But I remember even like driving to work, you could tell on people's faces because I literally,
Everybody was like,
I
close
literally
button,
ended up
shut.
getting
Yeah,
ready in the living room so that I could keep
watch.
blow drying my hair and everything. So I could keep watching. The house was weird. It was old. I think that used to be like a bedroom that we turned into a living room, so it had a bathroom attached. So it wasn't like I was.
Right.
But I remember even just driving, and it was like I remember thinking, "Oh my God, what's going to be like at work today? You know, what's it?"
I worked at Enterprise. There was nobody.
Well,
Everybody. I brought a little tiny TV that I had, like an old school TV, in and put it on the desk.
so at work we had TVs in all the break rooms, and nobody. I mean, there wasn't like people weren't still getting taken care of that were calling in, but nobody was calling in. Nobody was at their desk. Everybody. I mean, you had 40 bodies in a break room just watching TV. And I just remember thinking, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe
Yeah.
this is happening.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was, if I'd
For
been
me,
much
that's probably one
younger-
of the
So-
points of like where I grew up a little bit.
So one of the comments on the board is, I didn't really comprehend what was happening. Got home that afternoon. My dad, an immigrant from the UK, on the couch with the news on, in tears. First time I saw him cry.
Well, and a lot of these guys were really young. I mean, I saw somebody said they were in 6th grade. Somebody was in 8th grade.
Well,
And that makes me think of like,
so I actually pulled up how many kids have been born in the last 20 years. Since 19 million people have been born in the last 20 years. Like that's
Wow.
from then until now, like all the way to as current as the data it has. 19 million, 20 million people almost have been born since that happened, right? And you go back and you think, okay, since that day, and it's just an incredible, yeah, like those, and you know what? It's almost like, I don't know if it's better or worse that they didn't have to go through that and comprehend. Like,
well, it's
what
the
was
same
happening.
thing as like when you didn't have to go through what JFK,
JFK or something
but
like that.
you know, you still know about it, and
Right.
you know the repercussions of it. You just don't know the emotional aspect of it. I remember, so that whole day was kind of just like a blur. Go back to your desk. You would go back out like 30 minutes later, see what was going. Like you just kept going back and forth. And I remember, I think we had the TV on for almost 24 hours straight.
Fuck yeah, absolutely, right?
I don't think I got much sleep that night because
I don't think anybody did. Yeah, it was one of those things that it
Well,
just,
here's the thing: you hear about this stuff happening everywhere else in the world.
it had never
It
happened.
had never
to us
happened here, and
Pearl Harbor,
it
one of
takes away,
yeah,
even though it's
50
so
years before.
even though it's so far from where we live, it takes away that security.
Yeah.
And you begin to understand that everybody is vulnerable, no matter how badass of a
They say
nation you are.
$500,000.
Everybody is
and-
vulnerable, and it takes a little piece of your security
Training,
away
yeah.
that you have to figure out. There was a couple things I had to figure out, like how do I get past the cry part? Because if you remember, days and weeks afterwards, they would show all the special stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would lose it to the point
The
where
people are still missing.
I
and
would
people
have
are-
to
yeah.
turn I would have to turn off the TV because it would end up being like the night. I just
so heavy.
well,
Yeah.
You know,
And we've talked about this. It's not we share a lot. Like you have a depression. You have
Right.
depression.
right.
That is not good for
No, I
an already
mean,
situation that's going on. Yeah, it's a
and
very
so it
heavy
was,
thing.
and it got to the point where Jamie was like, "You have to stop watching. You're a shell of yourself right now. You've gotta support these people in a way that you can. And tears aren't doing it. I get it, but you've gotta get away from it for a little
Right.
while." And I think I went a few days with nothing.
Clear it out.
Yeah, with nothing. And then slowly started to go back. But it was weird because it's not like I knew anyone. I know there are tons of people,
I don't personally know anybody
but
either.
I felt like I lost somebody,
Fuck yeah.
And all these firemen and all these police officers and EMS that ran in when everybody was running out. And those that didn't die, they still have health issues to this. A lot of them have died because of cancer or, and it just seems
There's so much to it. And it's okay. So it's been
And I wonder if that's
I don't
like
wanna
this whole
dismiss it.
week I've been like super anxious.
Well, there's other things going on that are everybody else can, but me too.
I've
And
been like I've been
actually-
trying to figure out if it was my books I was reading, like I was reading too much of a like suspense type of.
So my number 2 in here isn't what it originally was, and I deleted it. And it was, and I wasn't going to talk about this, but I started off the week on Tuesday because we had a long weekend.
Mhm,
We were lucky to have Monday off,
Right.
and
Well, it was also my mother's birthday this week too. So
that's kind of heavy on you. But for me, it was like I started off excited. I was like, shit, we got a 4-day weekend, or a 4-day work week rather, and it's going to jump into a weekend. And it was like, there's a lot of heavy shit going on right now,
right,
just with
everything.
9/11, the 20th anniversary, with the bullshit mandate stuff that's going on, with kids going back to school, and so much heavy head shit that you have to, like, we don't even have fucking kids.
So much anger.
And there's so many people at each other and talk. Yeah, right. And it was to the point where I literally wrote down in my note that I deleted that I was like, I need to get the fuck away from media, like social media. But I look at it on a regular basis, not for some stories for the show and for stuff like that, because which we've decided, which is totally fine. Like you watch the entertainment things, like,
Right.
Totally fun. You skip through all the way, and that's
I
how
don't do
Beth
the
finds
heavy.
her cool shows.
I don't do
But
the
me,
heavy.
I've always been involved, and it's almost like fuck this, right? Like we need a break. So I want to get back to the 9/11 stuff. Like we all remember where we were, and a lot of you guys have shared quite a bit of things on the boards, which that's awesome, right? I think let's see here real quick. I think Gigi had mentioned she was caring for her newborn,
Yep.
certain things like that, right? And I mentioned there's a lot of, everybody can remember that day if you were, I guess, old enough to remember that day, kind of one of those things, or something like that, right? Maybe you didn't know what was happening, maybe you were young or something like that, which is totally fine, and that's good. But we've been in war. We had been at war for 20 years, right? Just after 9/11 started, right? But this is one of the things I think a lot of people will tell you, and this is not just me. I think you've seen it if you follow a lot of the people. Dakota Myers talked about it a ton, and he's been putting it all over his social media, and he's been talking about it on live news. And this is something that I think we've talked about for a long time: is remember 9/12, right? And I didn't even think of him or anything like General Searing, who happens to be the PNC president for our company,
Right.
put something out, and I didn't see that, but I do remember, like, literally the next day, it was a different situation. It wasn't about, it was still about the tragedy and still about all of that, but it was also about it coming together. Like,
Right. At this
holy
point,
shit,
it was
we
how
need
do we
unity.
right.
Like, we need full on to come together.
Right.
Right. And it happened.
Right.
And it's happened several times in the course of the United States, right? Like after Pearl Harbor, during World Wars, during certain things like that.
And it was genuine. It wasn't a fake coming
Yeah,
together.
it wasn't some fucking Twitter thing. It
Right.
wasn't a let's
It
hold
wasn't a
hands.
Hollywood thing.
It wasn't a bullshit
was
thing. It was like a
people.
legit, we need to act. We need to come together. And it was one of those things that was like even buddies that you hadn't heard from we're calling each other like you good or whatever it was. Neighbors being neighborly,
Right.
Neighbors you might not have talked to were being neighborly, right? And those sorts of things. And that is kind of one of those things, people stepping up to do things they might not have done. Like I'd always, like, this isn't necessarily me, but a person being like, I'd always wanted to be in the fire department or something like that, and being absolutely inspired by these stories on 9/12 and after, right? So it is one of those things that you just kind of, again, it is a never forget situation. We're in year 20
Right.
at this point. And, what else do you say? I mean, there were so many people that were so brave and so many people that unfortunately lost their lives and everything in between, right? And everything since. It's shaped the culture of the United States, is shaped the way we live. It's fucking created the TSA, it did all the things, right? That changed everything that like our kids are going to see or your kids are going to see. And I don't know. It's just one of those things that it's so big, and it had that one day had a global.
Here's the thing that, like, the only part that, like, when I think about it and I think about how we came together as a nation, and then I compare it to how we are today, and I feel like we've come so far from where we were at that point because we're not even kind to each other. I mean, I watched this. It was stupid, but I watched this story about these guys in New Jersey stole 17. They basically did a Gone in 60 Seconds.
Shit, really?
Yes. They stole 17 cars from a dealership.
When?
This last week. What happened is somebody figured out when the weather gets bad, they pull the cars in. And because the storm was coming through, they pulled the cars into the service, but they leave the keys in the car. So they broke into the dealership
and just ripped off all the
and
cars.
just ripped off all these cars. And I'm like, come on, you asshole.
No, that's on. I mean, come on.
It's on everyone. It's on the dealership for leaving the keys in the car.
There's a little negligence there.
A little bit, but here's the thing. So they stole 5 cars the first night. They came back and stole 12 cars the second night.
Jesus Christ.
Because the dealership was still closed because of the storm.
Like nobody checked on it?
Nope.
They didn't have an alarm?
It was a storm. No, apparently
they got the power. They got those big ass.
They stole 17. And I'm like, how can you do this to somebody who's just trying to work in this road like you are? Like, they're just trying
opportunistic
to get
bullshit.
Their day. Yeah. This car is probably their job, their ride to their job.
Inside job? Anybody heard from KJ? Yeah, dude.
They have arrested one person and gotten back 3 of the cars. Something like that.
Because the fucker was sitting on like 6th and Broadway, just like chilling.
Right. He's like, yo, I got a car for you for the right price. But
got a couple $100.
They still have, I can't remember if they said how many total, but it was at least, I think it was 4 the first night and 9 the second night or something like that.
The first night, okay. The second, what is that? Shame on you. Shame on me bullshit.
First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me.
Yeah, right?
Like, but so I think about stories like that, and I'm like, and then you think about all these people who are randomly beating people up, and I'm like, how do we go from one? And why does it take a tragedy to go from one pendulum to the other?
I don't even know what would happen if that same thing happened anymore.
I think, in my heart, I hope,
because we didn't have the same level of, we didn't have social media.
I would hope that
we had what was MySpace even around? I think I was still on. What was the Napster was still around. I remember friends ripping, music off of Napster back then.
I never even.
Right?
Yeah, but I would
not
hope
ripping off, like ripping
down
music and downloading music.
I would hope that we as people would come together again. Unfortunately, I feel like sometimes it takes a tragedy for everybody to get outside themselves.
I don't think people would. I think people are
need to drain the water out of that.
Polarizing. Yeah.
So let's move on because that is heavy.
But
so
it
what
was
were
just
the
really
healthy
important
conversations thing.
So Chuck and I had a conversation earlier. That's why I'm running a little bit late, trying to find stories and do those sorts of things. But so he has
different views,
right? We'll just say it that way, right? But we just had a beer or two, just talked, right? And he's got his perspective, and I've got my perspective, and I'm also been best friends with him for 20 years almost. Right?
Oh, and GG, I'll say the same thing. When I saw somebody say they were in 6th grade and 8th grade, I was like, oh, good gravy. I was fixing to go to work, a full-time job
No, it's same. Yeah.
as a
I mean,
grown-ass woman.
I had a full-time job, and
That's when I feel old.
I wouldn't say I was a grown-ass man, but
you still aren't, babe.
stop it. But no,
So you and Chuck,
just have
conversation,
the ability to have a conversation with somebody that has a differing view than you,
right?
I think is so important right now without like being
Violence
like,
or
fuck
anger
you,
or
get out of
aggression
my house,
or yeah.
right? And like, no, that's not what it's
So
about.
here's the thing.
So many
Stephanie
people can't do it.
Stephanie and I have been like that forever because we've always been on opposite sides of the table. And sometimes we just rib each other and give each other shit like, seriously, girl, you think that's really what's that? But then we'll talk through stuff. And doesn't mean it's going to change our mind, but at least it's another perspective for
That's what
each of us.
That's what I was thinking exactly.
To like consider
it's a counterpoint.
Because I'm stubborn AF.
Me too. I mean,
but if you can make me even just consider a possible different
Right.
thought, you've already succeeded.
and I don't want to like. I'm absolutely. I can't say I'm absolutely middle of the road. Right?
No, I wouldn't
Probably
say
not.
that. I would say you're middle
right or something like that.
You're
right?
a little to the right.
But I'm definitely not like all the way the fuck over there.
no.
Right? Like leave me the fuck alone. Let me have my guns. You do your fucking thing. You need to
Don't
do
tell me what I
whatever
can do with my
thing-
body or what I can't do
yeah,
with my
whatever
body.
the fuck.
But
right?
also don't want to give everything away to everyone because I work really hard. For this
yeah,
shit.
like don't tax the living shit out of me
Yeah.
because I busted my ass, paid my college debt, did all my stuff, right?
Right.
Did everything I could do right. In my mind, right.
Right.
The way
Or not in your mind for what you needed, you did what
the
you
way
did.
I was told it was supposed to go. And then the rules weirdly changed. Right?
I get
But
lipstick on my
nonetheless,
nose.
you're good. But the thing was, it's like I've known him for 20 years. I've watched him raise his
Ooh.
daughter and do those sorts of things. We good?
Big Buck said, "I love the perspective of asking yourself, what if I'm the bad guy?"
Yeah, that's a
That's
great
really
question.
cool.
So
That's deep, brother.
but that's also that's having somebody that you can really trust. It's not going to
The
be
safe zone.
no, I don't need a
You're not gonna-
fucking safe
No,
zone.
no. I don't mean like safe zone. Like that whatever you say to Chuck, it's
Like
not
he's
gonna.
not going to be like,
He's not gonna.
hey, fuck you, dude.
Hey,
yeah.
Can you let me?
Yeah.
Thank you. He's not gonna. It's not gonna change the way that he thinks about you.
Yeah. I still love him.
That's the
to
safe
death.
zone.
Yeah.
That's the I can be who I am
Yeah.
with you, and we can have a great conversation, and we're not going to get
He was
angry at
in
each
our
other.
wedding. I mean, that's
He's not going to get angry at each other, and we're not going to change the way we feel about each
right.
other.
We can we will still cuddle. We'll still do all our things.
He'll still give you rose heart teddy
yeah,
bears.
show him. I don't think we need to show. Yeah. So he gave me this for
He'll
a
still give
birthday
you. It's
present.
a teddy bear. You can't. These are the ears.
Yeah, so he gave
the
me
arms and
that
legs.
with a Corona.
Got a birthday next week.
Yep.
We got to figure out.
So, but I mean, it really, it's like find somebody that has a counterpoint or not a negative thing. Just
We
like
should all
can-
get out of our own comfort zones.
Fuck yeah.
Because that's how we grow.
And thank you for pointing that out, Big Buck.
I like
Yeah,
it.
That's
I like it.
really is. What if I'm wrong? I absolutely.
I
could
mean,
be wrong.
I'm hardly ever wrong.
But one of
I'm wrong
one of
a
the
lot.
points to that is come at it with not an emotional perspective,
No,
a valid fact points perspective, right?
just come with an open mind.
But come with a perspective that you can back up, right? Everybody's like, I've got this detail and this detail, and it's all fucking
Well,
based on Dr. Douchebag.
It depends too.
from
Like
fucking
I think it makes
Nowhereville.
it important to have those conversations because what you get from the media today, from about 90% of them, is what they want you to hear and not what's actually true or happening.
Right. Aaron said it's not an echo. You don't want to live in an echo
No.
chamber. You don't absolutely
You don't want 15 people like me because then we're just boring
You're boring as shit.
and there's
right?
no growth.
So like Beth will be like this and be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I'll be like, "No, this is why." And she's like, "That sounds stupid." And I'm like, "Maybe it is." And then we Google it, and I'm like, "Well, fuck that up."
Or I'll say something,
Or-
you'll be like, I'll be like, da-da-da-da-da, and you're like, babe.
And I
take a
use
step back.
Google as a general term for searching shit.
GTS it. Yeah. You just Google that
Yeah,
shit.
but
You do the same thing for me because
like, a bunch
sometimes
of
I
search
am
engines.
susceptible to hearing something and just
Duck, duck,
automatically
go.
going with it. And then you're like, okay, let me take you 10 steps back. Let me explain. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I
Right.
didn't know that. So thank you for sharing
Right,
with me.
Absolutely. So,
Okay. So then let's go to number 3. Maybe I have too much free time.
all right. So I was getting into the whole point of like, there's a lot of shit going on, right? And then I was like, I'm pretty busy like all the
Yes.
fucking
Yeah.
time. So this article, I was like, who in the fuck do these people think they are? I gotta find it real quick. Give me 1 second. Do.
Super burpy tonight.
Me too.
Oh my lord.
Hey, it's fucking
Babe.
Friday. Hey, cheers. I did that one on purpose.
What if I could do one better? That'd be
Do it.
hilarious.
Let's do it off, and I'll record it.
No. Can't do it. My mother would kill me.
Yearning
Coming
for
back from
free
the grave and
time.
haunt me.
Too much of it could take a toll on your mental well-being.
Who wrote this article?
Some douchebag by the name of Linda Carroll. Nobody knows. Linda Carroll could be a bot from Russia. Who gives a shit? The more free time, the better, right? Not necessarily, researchers say.
Dun, dun,
New
dun.
study finds that people may be just as unhappy with too much free time as they are with too little.
Kind of see that a little bit.
Like if I was fucking just sitting idly
If you have too
by-
much free time, you dwell on your problems, and they may not be. They may be real problems. They may not be real problems, but you're just gonna
you
dwell
make
on
them
them.
a real problem.
Yeah.
I could see that. Like if you were okay. So a couple things. Like I'm a busybody. I rare like Tuesday after jiu-jitsu, I sit down, sit on the couch. Thursday, sit on the couch, lay down. Whatever, or on the couch and just chill.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesdays, Thursdays,
Yeah.
chilling on the couch. Wednesdays we do a show. I'm
Wednesdays,
up until
Fridays, and Saturdays, you do not sit
right.
once you get done with work.
Right. Mondays at the gym till 8:39.
You chill out on Mondays.
8:39, chill out a little bit.
Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays are your
Chiller days. But I'm still going all day.
no, well. I'm saying outside
Like
of work.
what are your downtime? What's your downtime?
Every
Monday
evening
through
after
Sunday?
8:00.
Monday
Go to the
through
gym.
Sunday.
I get home at 6. I get everything ready for dinner.
Oh,
I
no,
take my
like,
showers.
I'm not what do you call it? Disparaging.
You're not
you?
You're not dissing
Yeah,
me.
no. She absolutely makes dinner. So
I
that-
do stuff,
yeah,
but
you do a shit ton of stuff. Sundays all day is laundry for you. Like there's a shit ton
fucking
of stuff.
hate laundry.
I know. I don't wanna-
But I mean, I definitely have more downtime than you, but that's by choice because you get nervous energy when you drink alcohol. Like you've
gotta
got
be
to
doing
do
something.
something.
I'm always doing something.
It used to drive me insane, like the first 5 years we were married, and then one day I was like,
What the fuck am I
Okay,
worried
I
about?
don't.
He's
You know
just
what?
chilling in the garage.
He's in the garage or in the
tinkering.
backyard. He could be somewhere else doing something he
Not
shouldn't
driving.
be. So let him have his cave wherever it may be. And then I just found stuff to do myself.
I
Used to try- For a while, I tried to do crafts. That didn't work out so well, and they all
my mom
stopped-
bought you a craft
they
thing.
all stopped midway. Now I just read.
So it says apparently the sweet spot for extra free time is about 3.5 hours per day. What they say?
This is a zombie, especially after Matlock.
Jesus Christ, you're not wrong. Dude,
Or
I
a horn dog after I keep reading all my
Please.
books.
go out, share the show once in a while. Like to share the link out to your Facebook group or your fucking social
What?
media. Like just everybody on the boards. The boards are the best part about the fucking show. I swear to God, we can come up with all you want, but it's the people, and I try and always share that. I'm like,
When I always have such a hard time because I'll see something that makes me so curious, and I'm like, wait, and then I can't talk, and I'm like, I gotta figure out what this is,
Like-
and then I'll go back to probably where it is, and somebody's like, message has been
deleting.
retract. I'm like,
Fuck.
mother.
Like that was a good
Fuck.
one. If you're retracting messages, all right. So the sweet spot for extra time is about 3.5 hours per day. The amount, as the amount extends beyond that, however, the benefits to well-being decline at around 7 hours. Who in
Who
the
has
fuck
7
has
hours?
3.5 to 7 hours a day to do?
I mean, I
nothing.
maybe if by the time 6 o'clock,
I mean, is that
Cleaned
like
up,
just sitting there like
getting
staring
dinner.
at a wall, like,
but I maybe
like, or is it like watching
maybe
TV?
3 hours a night I have a free time.
So you go to bed at like we.
I
and
go to the back at 11:30, or
Yeah.
I try to anyway.
And then at that point, I kick on one of my shows.
you have about 3 hours of downtime usually after that. 12, 1, 2 o'clock.
1, 2. I've been
2.
2-ish.
So you got about 2.5, 3 hours of downtime a night. So
but
we're
is that considered? I don't know if that's considered downtime.
but
I don't know.
when we sit around and we watch a show
I'm watching
together,
Japanese shows, man. I'm learning a new language.
that's considered downtime. But I wonder if they consider downtime like we eat dinner together and we have conversations. Sometimes we have a show on, sometimes we don't.
Yeah, most often when we're eating dinner, it's like us.
Right. And
Shoot,
so is it from the point that we get done
Or we're
eating
so hungry,
and
we're just
cleaning?
not talking. We're like,
By the time we get done eating and cleaning and then we plop down on the couch and it's like 9:30, is that when the downtime starts?
I really don't know.
Probably.
know.
I think that would probably be
I think it's downtime is just like fucking
sleeping.
turning in, no, like eyes open, turning into a vegetable.
Zombie.
Zombie Beth.
Zombie.
I'm gonna have Julia draw Beth as a zombie. Shirts.
We can give her a picture of what we look like as zombies.
Shirts. Coming soon. I just sent Bill an update. We have an echo. Oh, in the hall.
Craig is watching those weird sexual Japanese game shows. Abso-fucking-lutely.
It's not really that. But I have Bill. I sent an updated version of this, but we'll have shirts hopefully in the next, I don't know, couple weeks. So we got that, and
I love that it's a girl's neck too.
V-neck, yeah. So men's and women's, super soft. I've worn the one where somebody said.
So I think
that I had, like,
so
man
we need to buy a few of our own to have here to send as prizes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Last night in the shower, I was like, I really got to find a website where I'm sure you can customize koozies. There's got to be something, right?
Yeah.
Because I see
And
bitches walking around with
cheap.
like
I think they're we can get that done.
Betty's bridesmaid, and I'm like,
you know what time it is?
Time to get busy.
It's time for Friday night. Okay. Oh Jesus!
I'm a little scared. Here's the thing.
Friday.
Here's the thing. I didn't go out before. I didn't start drinking until the show.
Still chill.
So I do want a couple pieces of ice in mine still.
We'll put those in there.
I'm already salivating. It's kind of scary.
So this whiskey donated.
I didn't know
not
you.
The whole
I don't
bottle,
understand why you covered it. It's hilarious.
Because we want to do an unveiling.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun. Is Buffalo Trace.
Now, I did not taste this yet before, right?
You've never had this one. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Bourbon whiskey.
Travis.
Next door.
The kindly gentleman next door. Loaned the bottle for you to have a drink.
Okay.
For
2 fingers.
2 fingers.
2 fingers.
2 fingers. So, we'll go to the trusty Beth's whiskey board.
We need something a little better. I was thinking about it. I was like, that is so ghetto.
That's exactly
like, you can't even
the
really
purpose.
read the name.
This is Hibiki.
You need to make it a little bigger. I think we need double boards. I need bigger in my life, babe.
Stop it. You don't fuck with something that's already started. All right?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Have any of you guys had this Buffalo Trace?
Here comes Drunk Beth. Maybe?
Nico said Buffalo Trace is good. Sweet. Here comes TJ. Nice, bro.
You don't know my body like that.
All right, give me a second. I'll throw some ice in there.
I feel like I should have some water, but I don't.
I did tell Travis I would repay him in
liquor.
Booze.
Liquor. I just met her.
We're not going to get that. All right. 2 pieces of ice. This is semi-clean ice.
Hey, germs only make your immune system stronger.
Right.
And I took my my spray of what is that shit we took?
Coital silver.
Yeah, because we were
coitus silver. Right.
Go 3 fingers. No.
It's pretty good. No. She's like 2 fingers. It's pretty.
2 of your fat fingers, yes.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So we're gonna sip on this. So we're just gonna
add
a little.
Did you smell it?
Not yet.
Are you even supposed to do that?
I'm just trying to get it. Remember last time you liked it a little watered down. So swirl it around.
I'm a pussy.
Swirl it. It's fine. It'll open it up. Even Travis said we want to try and do the similar things each time. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
And I make a mess though. My goal this weekend is to do a little bit of homework about how to. I don't even know how I'm gonna look for it, but like
that smells good.
How to figure out if a whiskey is good or not. There's got to be something I can GTS, right? You guys tell me. Is there somewhere I can go where I can?
Everywhere. It's called the internet.
Motherfucker. I know that shit.
I can bring you next door to Travis's house, and he's got like 80 fucking whiskeys.
Does he really?
Yeah. And he just
but no, I just want to. I don't need the science behind it. I get the science. I need to understand what I should be tasting for.
Oh, you want a whole wine tasting?
No, I want a whiskey tasting. Like, I need to understand what makes a good whiskey good. Not the price.
That's kind of the science behind it, honey.
No, I mean, the science behind a bourbon and a whiskey is how many times they're run through the...
Jesus Christ. let's just have we'll zoom some
All right.
people in. All right, you ready? Cheers. All right,
I'm scared.
just a sip.
Ooh, Mama likes this one. This one's super fucking smooth.
Yeah.
Way better than that shit.
Okay, wait. Let it breathe. Should have a little heat,
No, that's what I
No.
liked about it.
little caramel.
It's so smooth. I feel like there's what's this? There's like there's not vanilla, like an I don't even know how to say the word.
Ambrosia?
Yeah,
I don't even
like-
know what that fucking means. I just made that word up.
it's like a spice. I think. If I had Google, I'd be like,
You
Google.
do. You got a goddamn computer,
No,
right?
but I
literally in
can't
front of
ask
you.
it like Google. What's ambrosia?
Oh.
I could ask.
But you could
Siri.
probably just open up another window and just like pull it up. She's got
What's
more
ambrosia?
technology. Zoom me in, coach, is what Bill said. Yeah. Hey, we're learning as we go. I'm not a big whiskey drinker.
Ambrosia.
Obviously.
Oh, I guess ambrosia is not even real.
no,
that's
that's us. I
hilarious.
just made a word up.
No, it's a real word,
Oh.
but it's a fictitious food of the gods. Often depicted
I
as
don't care. It's
conferring
all good. Let's go back to this
longevity
thing.
or immortality.
Cheers one more time. And then I need
Now I just all of a
second
sudden
taste.
it just got warm.
you get a little warm belly. That's why they give this shit to kids when
I'm
they
gonna
need to go
sweat.
to sleep, right?
Nope,
That's
they
still a
put it on-
thing.
They put it on their gums when
They
they're
still-
eating.
I don't have kids. Bill, do you still give whiskey to your kids? Don't incriminate yourself. All right.
Yep.
What do we got?
Bill's a bourbon snob.
Buffalo Trace. What's today?
The 10th.
9,
I need
10.
to buy you a skinnier one of those.
I've got one downstairs.
Hello.
Buffalo Trace. Between a 0
Ooh, Ruben, you got tattoos? I want to see.
between a
love
0 and a
tattoos.
10, don't be a rookie.
I'm gonna go.
You went 2.3 on a Hibiki.
I'm gonna go.
And I agree, this is much better than
I'm gonna go 2.3. I'm gonna go 3.3 on this one. I like this one a lot more. You think that's too high? Hey, it's,
No.
think
No.
it's too low? I thought
So, like
you
I
were
said,
the one that said leave.
the 8s and the 9s,
Bitch, I don't even know what's a 4 right now.
this could be a 6.
How do I know this? I don't. That's the problem with scoring them right now. Is I'm like,
Okay. Let's go little, let's just add.
don't
let's
don't
do a-
don't try to tweak my score.
I know. You
I
want to
know.
go 3.3 on this?
I'll
You're
go
gonna-
3.8.
Okay. No, what'd you say before? 3.3?
3.3.
We're going to go with a 3.3.
Again,
So,
I don't know what I don't know.
okay. So the scale may
I
be,
do want to see. I love
this is the
tattoos.
Beth scale. It's what, like a,
What we need to do
so
is
a
we
10,
need to buy like a 10 whiskey
don't
so I
even know-
can taste it,
That's going to be like,
and then we know what a 2.3
what is the,
whiskey
what's
tastes
the,
like.
okay,
Macallan
everybody
40 40 year
no, yeah, but it's like $1,000.
Johnny Walker Blue.
No, that sucks compared. Pappy Van Winkle.
That does. Is that really good? Because that name throws me.
I have not had one. You guys tell me. My friends have had them, and it is like a prized drink. Like you get one kind of thing. It's $100 a glass kind of thing.
Ruben has Japanese dragons on his chest.
Goddamn right he does.
I need that in my
Why
life.
wouldn't he? Have you
Come on.
heard his voice?
I know. Is it good?
The voice of gods.
Is he need to be like? Do I need to write a book and have him be my audible main character?
Oh my God. I think haven't you guys talked about? I think we talked about this a long time ago.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but now I'm gonna have him also on the book cover if he has dragon tattoos on his chest.
Works for me too, bro. Hey, you willing to do it? All right. So so Pappy is
Ruben
only
said-
good
yeah.
because it's expensive because of that bourbon heist. Okay. So I've just heard of it. I never had it.
What bourbon heist?
It's just like a expensive, super
Oh,
expensive, and
okay.
it could be like a name that, and it's limited batch. They it's kind of one of those things where they.
So it's not
limit it
really
so
good.
much.
It's just expensive.
I don't
is
know,
what
but
he's
I
saying.
was just saying, like, I don't know, like.
Okay, so
You could have a $100 glass of Pappy Van Winkle and be like, that shit's a 1.1, out of 10. But like I said, that's fair. You knew that was a solid point above the last one I gave you, right? That's totally fair. That's fine. And you really like this one.
mhm.
So Now
but
you
I
have to
feel
start
like
fitting things in between.
so here's where I think the problem lies though. Like, okay, so let's talk about pizza. I've had phenomenal fucking pizza, and I would not eat this if I was 5 sheets to the wind pizza.
No, you still would eat the pizza.
Well, because I'm hungry, but not because it's good.
And you're drunk.
Um, and I'll show you an example. At A&M, me and my roommates almost either once a weekend, whether it be Friday night or Saturday night, would come home from going out. We'd get home at like 2:30 in the morning, and there was a pizza place that delivered till 4 a.m.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what the name of it was.
Doesn't matter.
We would get it, and at that very moment,
It's fucking delicious.
best pizza, like
Right.
pizza by the gods. We one time, because it was inexpensive too. It was like $10 for an extra large, and you're like, "Fuck yeah, it's
This
for
is the
college
worst
students."
pizza on the
We
planet.
ordered it one afternoon, sober, and we were like,
We eat this on a regular basis.
Wait a second.
Right.
You need to be drunk or high for
Right.
this pizza to be good." And so you know what I'm saying? So it's hard to know. Like, I need a good one. I need to know like a top of the line
Right.
one.
So you guys DM me like your absolute. So you can DM me. You can find me on Greg_Lamontagne at Instagram,
Or they could just also do it on Facebook.
or you can do it on Facebook if you're not on Facebook.
They could also do it on Snapchat.
I don't have Snapchat.
Oh, you don't have Snapchat? Come
No.
on, the filters are fun.
No, I don't have that. It's okay.
Remember the one I sent you from Vegas? See, I'm getting a buzz already because I'm squirrel. The one I sent you from Vegas where I look like a dude.
Dun dun dun. Beth's Weekend Part 2.
No, there will be not a repeat. I am not going to hang out
This is
after the
the
show tonight.
Last drink she's had. Well, not
This will be the
drink,
last,
but
but yeah.
drink.
No,
but I understand. Yeah, so I'll have these guys, everybody share with me like what their absolute favorite, like top of the line one is, and I'll go get a bottle, and that will be we'll try and do a consensus of like what is the
yeah, because then
best
at
one
least I have
within
something to
like
compare
we'll say
to.
like $100.
Because then I have something to compare to, right? Like
Right.
you don't know what
that
you don't
Hibiki
know.
was like $60 or something like
and
that.
that shit was
This is way
compared to
smoother.
this. That sucked balls.
Right. And it's gonna be
was a ball
depend
sucker.
on your flavor profiles and
Yeah.
all the stuff that's gonna go
It's
in.
kind of like wine. Like I have
Right.
favorite wines.
Yeah. That's
Even
why we're
just
calling this
it-
the Beth's Whiskey Board.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. So, all right, let's move on, guys. Date
smells
while you
good.
wait.
Still like there's still a little burn. Okay. So
That would be awesome. Bill said, let's do a at the bar is open. Let's plan a Nooner Nation TBO crossover in Louisville and do a where they can do bourbon tastings. That would be fucking rad. Yeah,
in.
hell yeah, man. And
after October though, I got a couple trips planned in
it's a
October.
write off.
I got a couple trips planned. I got a girls' weekend. I got a
When are
wedding
you going
weekend.
do I have a? I don't have.
Nope.
God damn, it's your third girls' weekend this.
It's my second.
I have no friends, evidently.
I guess it is kind of no. It's my second. Can't count Stephanie coming here as a girls' weekend because she hung out with us. Babe,
I'm going to Tijuana with
babe,
Ian.
you've gone on so many trips by yourself.
My mom was literally
Simmer
dying.
down. Fuck you, asshole. That's not what I'm talking about,
Wait.
dickhead. I'm talking about
I'm like back home. You always bring that up. God, no.
I'm
Ew.
done with this conversation.
is that?
Anyways,
How do you say it? Like no.
no habla inglés.
Yeah, that too. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, I got an
my mom
80s.
was literally dying.
You're such a dick.
So dramatic. I'm not a dick.
You're a drama queen.
I love you.
So I got
I
a
do love
girls' 80s weekend in Phoenix.
Okay.
I need to get some 80s gear.
Can I
Started
come?
looking today. Nope. It's girls.
But I got guy.
And then we got the wedding.
Where? Oh, Craig's. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
And so we need a little bit of a time. Maybe at the beginning of the new year we can do Louisville trip. Bitch. I meant to
We'll
say
figure
Bill.
it out.
Bill.
Come to Iowa. I can go hang out with Bill in Iowa. We can talk.
No, I want to go
business.
to Iowa.
No, Iowa doesn't
I-
exist for women.
You know what? I don't need your permission. First of all,
No, I can go up there for work.
I got potatoes. I love potatoes. Iowa has potatoes.
No,
Oh,
Idaho has potatoes.
Idaho.
Jesus Christ. There we go. It's all fucking downhill from here.
All right.
And
So
there's our clip. What time is it?
Dude.
Exactly. Blah, 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 blah.
one man. So this guy in New York.
Get on to the stories, honey. Just
Cállate. Guy in New York.
Iowa potatoes. Cheers.
Doo-doo-doo-doo. This guy in New York. Kind of was thinking like everybody is so kind of what we're talking about. Everybody is so like social distancing has made people hate other
Masks
people
everywhere.
and masks and so he started doing this. It's called dating while you wait thing in the subways of New York, but it's not really dating as much as it is connecting.
Okay.
And so what he does, his name is Thomas Knox.
Okay.
He sets up a table. He puts a paper tablecloth on it. It says date while you wait. He puts up a Connect 4
Cool.
game up there. And then he just sits down and invites people, hey, you want to play? Hey, you want to play? And he said when it first started, some people would sit for 2 or 3 moves. Now some people are coming and sitting once a week for half an hour.
Nice.
And it got turned into a TV show.
Really?
Yeah. And he's got
Almost like Cash Cab.
he's
kind
got
of
a
thing.
2021 Emmy Award nod. So he
Fuck.
yeah.
Just from
Just
So
this.
did he just record it like on a phone? Like set up a tripod.
I'm assuming
or something
so.
like that?
But like for him, like he said, the biggest reaction he had that really inspired him to keep going was there was a woman who was a teacher and she loved her job.
Yeah.
But she got like fibromyalgia or something that's just very
Debilitate.
painful
Yeah,
and she
yeah,
couldn't. And she still does stuff and she takes the subway and she said this was the first time since she had medically forced retirement that she felt good in the world. And he was like, that is the whole point I'm doing this is to make people happy and to bring people together.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and I will show you a picture. You can turn on. So here's one.
Blow it
Make
up
bigger.
There you go.
And it
Date
just
while you wait. So is it? Oh, this isn't on a train. It's just
no,
in the
it's
subway.
in the subway.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And he puts flowers out there, and he brings the game, and people just. I think there's another.
It's awesome.
Yeah, there might have been a video,
This is
but
what
now
we
it's a
need
video
more
a
of.
dog.
Is just shit like that to bring people together. Right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Look, here's another picture of him and a woman he met.
that's cool.
Yeah. So post stuff. And they just sit down and talk and hang out.
Chuck
and
said he's got too much time on his hands.
too much time on my hands.
He's got too much time on his hands.
Is
Hey,
that
you know
Asia?
what? It's
Asia.
at least he's not being idle with his hands.
Well,
Devil's playground.
He might be keeping him busy in ways that
That dude's getting laid. He's like, yeah. He's got a TV show. Fuck.
he says this guy has too much time on his hands.
That's what I
Probably.
just said.
Oh, I thought Chuck said he had too much time on
Chuck
his
said
hands.
that. Yeah.
He got an Emmy nod. Who cares? I mean, technically, he's working.
We deserve one. At some
Working.
point.
Oh, here's
Probably
another
not tonight.
picture. It's funny that the shirt says the future is female because that Y show is coming out on FX where all the men die.
And there's one dude
One
left.
dude.
Yeah, that'd be good. They're all gonna be.
Oh, here's another
chasing that
picture.
D.
So he's like
It's awesome. I think it's
Oh.
great. It's an awesome
kind
thing.
of cool. I
Yeah.
liked it. I thought
can
it
make-
was.
You can make those connections. We talked about it last week about like the goofy fucking Mike Rowe story, right? Did
Okay,
you
yeah.
shut off your
Nope.
computer? That doesn't know how to use that thing.
I do.
If anybody has the ability to go through 150 episodes or 140 episodes of The Bar is Open,
138.
I know, but we've got other ones,
Oh.
and pull off because
I know what
Ian
you're
across the street
about
had
to
a
say.
really good idea. It's like pull out every single time you've called me a bitch. I think it would probably be a solid hour.
So here's the funny thing that I always wonder: like these people always have their cameras going, their videos going, and that's how they catch
The
the
goofy
most
shit.
funniest stuff. If you kept your camera going, I wonder how many times a day I call you bitch.
No, you don't.
Well, because we work in separate locations, but I'm sure at least
No, she
one.
works right down there. No,
Oh,
you
that's
don't.
separate locations.
Like if it's on you, just be like that motherfucker. Because I guarantee I'm up here like that fucker. Like generally speaking,
calling me a fucker?
no, I
Oh.
call you a motherfucker.
Okay.
It's generally after I've tried to say something to you like 37 times.
I have this
you're
stupid
like-
dehumidifier, and I'm deaf as fuck.
See, it's the same excuse, and I'm like, I literally can't yell.
And
any
here's the thing
louder.
that you do, Beth.
No.
I'm like, I'm sorry, what, Beth? I'm like, I'm sorry, what, Beth? I'm like, Greg, do you want a fucking sandwich?
Real talk with Beth and Greg.
And I'm like, I would love a sandwich, babe.
Good. I'm giving you fucking Doritos too.
And then I say, look at you and be like,
I don't
if
want
you,
Doritos.
If you wouldn't
I
mumble,
want
if
vase.
no.
And I'm like, double fucking
I look at you and I
out.
say, if you wouldn't mumble, you wouldn't get your panties in a wad.
I fucking hate you sometimes.
Okay. Right.
See? And then that would all be all recorded, and then I would put that on the internet, and you'd look horrible.
I couldn't look horrible.
No, you're right. You'd be like, it would get flipped all feminazi style, and it'd be like, Greg's the dickhead.
You'll end up like those guys that put the wedding bill on the internet and then got negative feedback.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. And I mean, pretty much.
And you would deserve it.
Exactly. Fuck it. Whatever. You know what?
Next story.
Just keep living. All right. Let's use every. What other Matthew McConaughey thing is there?
That's the most popular one. I'm
All
sure
right,
there's
all right. Just
probably
keep living.
something.
I'm just trying to think of him.
Just Keep Living's from.
That's his clothing company.
I know. Oh, he's a clothing company. I didn't know
Okay.
that. What's the movie? The movie he got his big break in. There's probably got some great lines. From
All right,
that.
all
I mean,
right, all right.
besides that
That's it.
one.
Nope. That's all that matters.
Why are you asking me?
Go out and read the Green Light, dude. I listened to that That little bug. It's
A
right
little
there.
bug.
I listened to it, finished it. It was fucking amazing. It's great.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. So we're gonna skip 9. We're gonna go over the whales. We got whale talk. Whale time. So if you're into marine biology, just hang out for a couple minutes. We're gonna go over some marine biology. This is a night of just chilling. We started a little bit late.
We did.
We're gonna go.
Greg had tech difficulties. That was really hard for me to say.
I just had difficult.
You are just difficult.
Goddamn.
All right, babe. Everybody's got their moments. Yours just are more often. Computer froze.
Oh, it's me, huh?
There you go. It's back.
So this one is whales. Oh, no, you're doing curious whales.
Oh, are we going with mine and not yours?
Go with yours first.
All right. So this is a video. Let me find it first. Hold on.
Yeah, because yours has a video. Because mine is kind of funny.
Are you on yet?
I can be on. There we
Turn it
go.
on, baby. Turn it
Done.
on.
Blow that up. So I
Blow it?
did see this, and it was interesting because this paddleboard. It's up. Was
Mine
just
is always behind.
I know it's gonna
First
come
of
up. I see
all,
it over here.
I love that this whale is so smart.
And there's 2 of them actually.
There's 2 of them.
There's actually 2.
Well, they don't
whales.
show.
Maybe okay.
And this one is put to really like smooth.
Chill music. We'll
Yeah.
post. You need to post this.
But I
out to
love that
Facebook.
he's smart enough that he knew turn on my side, use my flipper very
Like,
gently.
Not mess with this.
No,
thing.
he did you not see he hit it?
Or he tapped it.
Yeah. Let me start right here. Okay.
Well, it didn't knock the
See?
woman off
Right
the
there.
board.
I think she's sitting.
No,
'Cause you
she's
can-
standing up.
Are you sure? Because
Yeah.
I see her legs to the side.
So I've seen. So this is filmed with a drone, and the drone comes over to the side.
So look, see him. He literally uses his flipper just to be like, "Dink,
Hi.
hi, what are you?
doing?
Can
Isn't
I
that
eat?"
fucking cool?
Whales eat what, plankton?
They're
So if she fell
baleen.
off her paddleboard, she would be fine.
Yeah, it's not going to eat her unless it was coming up to scoop and you just
Right.
happened to be in the wrong place.
And
Remember the
then
story we talked about?
yeah,
The dude
guy.
that got, yeah.
And then he goes under, and then he hits her one more time with his dorsal fin.
Okay.
Look at the, I don't even know what fin he hit her with.
She may be on her knees. at
She
that
is on
point.
her knees because you can see her feet, unless she's double jointed.
Isn't that amazing?
Um,
She came out and said that it was like one of the most amazing experiences.
would you freak out?
No.
I think I would freak
Not
out
with a whale.
because I'm so afraid of everything in the ocean. If I'm not in it, if I'm on top of it,
Not with a whale. There
well,
could
yeah,
have.
no,
I mean,
but
not with that.
I don't
type
know
of
that my
whale.
head would have been like, it's just a whale, it's just a whale, it's just a whale. But so this is.
I've seen whales that have breached and crashed on boats and like.
Well, I
literally
saw a commercial.
fucked
People were
boats
doing
up.
paddleboarding. I mean, not paddleboarding, but kayaking. And I'm like, if that whale lands on you, you're dead.
Oh yeah, if it's breaching, but this one is just chilling.
But this is whale spotting seasoning. I'm trying to see if it will tell me where it's
It's whale spotting seasoning.
seasoned.
You just sprinkle a little whales on your pork butt.
Got your whales.
Speaking of pork butt, we did a video last week that you should go watch.
But they've seen, like, I guess in the few weeks that it's been the whale watching season, they've already seen 1,500. Like, people have seen 1,500 whales already.
It's amazing. It's awesome.
So I think
That's a
that's why
good
this.
thing.
I think that's why this guy was flying his drone around just to see if he could spot stuff, and he came across this, and
It's great.
just really
I think
nice.
it's awesome. It's just one
And
of those
I
cool
thought it
things.
was cute because he's so big,
So if you
and he still knew he went. Ding. think
I read that story and I didn't send it to you because I was like, I don't know. But I'm glad you picked up on it. But literally the woman said it was just like a moment that she'll probably never have it, the opportunity to have it
no,
again.
of course she won't. It's a once in a lifetime. Like
And it was just like one of those fucking moments.
she
And
was in the right place at the right
okay,
time by
so you
chance.
can either have that moment or have moments like I've had. And I think we've
Nope.
talked about them.
Nope.
Where I've been like in the surf in Southern California.
Nope.
Right down by Old Man's, which is kind of it's not really a sharky area, but there's some great whites generally out.
No. If
where
I'm
I-
not
it's where I
underwater,
taught
I'm not
Beth how
going to
to
be in the
surf
water.
before she realized Shark Week existed.
Before I realized I could
And-
get eaten.
Like my buddy Corey would be like 5 yards away, paddling because you kind of drift in between, and they had a fucking
Steal.
sea lion pop up in between us, and it lit. And I was on a short board, literally almost
poop your pants?
shit myself. Yeah, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then same surf session, there was like a whole bunch of like fish jumping out of the water.
Oh, you need to get on your board and pick your feet up if that happens.
You're on
'cause
a short board. You
something-
don't really do that. It kind of just sinks down a little.
That's why you don't ride a short.
Anyway, I mean, you could either have this experience or that.
No, I'd rather have this one, but I still think I probably would have panicked because I am a big chicken.
You know what?
On top of
One
the
more
ocean.
cheers. It's Friday night, man. We got a couple more
Friday
stories to get into.
I love all you guys.
I really,
I got some reading to catch up on. So
and keep in mind. So for you, you can go back through them. Just don't close down your YouTube. You can go back and look at them all, and they can respond to them all. So I really okay. So the next one is I've been doing this on a Friday night, every Friday night for the past 2 weeks. I did it. How's your week been?
hey, Nico, my nephew's there. How's
So
my
it's-
week been?
It's putting you on the spot. Remember, last
Yeah.
couple I put you on the spot.
It was an anxious week for me.
So this is a question I think all of us need to ask somebody else. Is how has your week been?
It
How's
wasn't bad.
somebody
It wasn't. I can't say it was a bad week by any means. It was a busy week because you're getting 5 days of work in 4 days. It was my mother's birthday on Tuesday, so that's always a little tough.
Kind of.
I remembered on Monday.
Got,
I forgot on Tuesday, which
you told me on Tuesday night.
yeah, and
And it kind of sucked because it was like one of those things. Was like normally we talk to your dad
every
time.
day, and we didn't talk to him that day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm a
Sorry,
bad
Dad.
fucking daughter.
Nope,
Oh,
you're
it's gonna
not.
make
It's
me
just
cry.
like we got busy.
But so that
It's okay. No, but I mean, it's like those are the kind of stresses that we get busy with life, and that's why I was asking, how's your week been? Because it's this is us, dude. This is us. Like we're honest about shit. Like there's no reason to hide anything, do anything like that, and it sucks.
I don't know
Like,
how to hide anything.
We get
so.
busy. Everybody gets busy. Like,
And it's bittersweet. Like you want to remember her birthday, but then when you remember her birthday, you
It's
remember she's
tough.
gone.
Same with my
So,
mom. Right.
And then we had 9/11, and I've got some. Not that they're going back. I have some big projects rolling out in the next couple weeks that are
Stressful.
like, please, please, please don't let me have forgotten anything. Don't let anything
Goddamn.
fuck up.
Yeah.
Let me have dotted my I's and don't let any legal or compliance or risk bullshit pop up that hasn't. So it was a busy, stressful, emotional week, but it wasn't bad because I also decided this week was the week that
You're gonna step up your fucking workout.
I did, and I walked funny for the last 2 days. But so
You're like,
that
oh my
helps-
god, I
that-
went
that
from
helps.
doing 8 reps to 12.
Here's what I'll tell you. I'll expand on that a little bit because this is the week that I decided, you know what, I need to do more for me from a standpoint of making myself feel good. Like I need to get my feet done more often. I need to
I'm
make
glad.
sure my
yeah.
eyebrows. It seems stupid, but it's
Self-care
huge,
is a very good thing.
And
Absolutely.
part of my issue with my depression is I don't do. I mean, I shower every night, so it's not like I'm a dirty girl, but I don't
Dirty
do
girl.
self-care enough, and I think that will
Taking
help.
time to do like a facial or something like that.
That's
or whatever.
easy. It's stuff that makes me get out of the house that I don't
No,
do.
I'm saying even in the bathroom. Just
No,
like
I know. I do
put your
facials,
music
but like
on and
to
do
get your
that.
eyebrows done and your hair done
Oh,
and your
okay.
feet done, you physically have to get out of the house.
Dude, I grew a goddamn beard this past week.
I like you with beards. I don't think I can handle you. You shave your face now and you look 12. I can't do it. I can't have sex with you
But
when
it's
you look
got
like you're
so
12.
much gray hair. I'm gonna get
I love
up
it.
next week.
Gigi said something earlier. She was like, "Men get better with age," and I
I'm gonna get-
100%
What
agree
do you
with that.
guys think? Like a little red.
Nope.
Little red tint.
You can get just for men beard.
That's what I was thinking.
Can we
Just to
do
fuck
pink?
around.
We
Literally
should do
just to
pink
fuck
when
around.
it's Breast Cancer Month.
What?
We should do pink when it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Not doing that.
And then we could do blue
I
or.
mean, goddamn, I sound like a complete dick saying, not
Yeah.
doing that.
Well, you are a dick, so we expect it.
Asshole.
We can have fun with that beard.
It gets itchy though.
It does. It's so long under there right now. It's ridiculous.
It's longer under here than it is up like anywhere else.
Trim it with your beard
I
trimmer
don't know
under
how. I need to go to a barber.
there. You don't need to go to a barber. Yeah, okay, go to a barber.
They know how to do this.
They know how to thin it. They have those scissors that have all the gaps in it, like they use on girls' hair.
shearing scissors. My dad was a barber. I know
It is
all the
really
names.
way thicker underneath than it is on top.
It's way too thick down here.
They don't have something like that for your.
I don't know how to do it. I suck. I got a neck beard for the most part. It's yeah.
Luckily, I don't see it. I didn't notice until you just did that.
Oh my
No,
god!
I
it's
still
so
like
long.
it. I do. I like you. But
I
here's
can
what's
braid
weird.
my neck beard.
I
now.
hated you with a beard at first. Remember? I'd be like, no beard,
Oh
no
yeah,
beard,
you're like,
no beard,
"Shave, motherfucker."
no beard, no beard. And then you got it past a certain point. I was like, beard, beard,
beard,
beard,
beard,
yes.
beard.
And then you got beard oil, and it made you smell good. And I was like, beard oil and beer.
Get up in here.
Beer.
Get up in here. That beard oil.
We'll keep them PG.
Yeah, I have a Black Rifle coffee beard oil from like a couple years ago.
well,
Year-
it's a
year and a
it's
half
got
ago.
in it. It's
Well,
not
it's
a
like-
black
it's like
rifle. It's
yeah.
got some blend in it.
So, all right, let's move on.
How was your week, babe? I never asked you
You
back.
know, it was I already went over it kind of at the beginning of the show, right? It was kind of like jumped into the week. I was excited and I was blah blah blah, blah, and then I got kind of like perpetually. I feel like I got run down.
You
like,
were run down.
mentally,
I mean,
and-
physically you were too. I think you partied a little too hard last weekend.
perhaps, but normally after the weekend for me. Like,
Well, usually the
weekends are
weekend
like
only
this,
is like 2 days.
Saturday.
We had 4
Sunday, I
days.
just chill, hydrate, do all my stuff. And it's been for years. Hydrate, do all the stuff. Monday, I do shit ton cardio. Monday, we didn't
Sweat
drink,
it all out.
sweat it all out. Monday, I didn't work
We
out.
didn't work out Monday.
Tuesday, got back into it.
We actually
Jiu-jitsu.
drank. Well, not we, but there was alcohol in this house Friday, Saturday,
And Sunday, no Monday,
No Monday.
which is a good thing. We cut it off on Saturday, no Monday. No, generally, no
Sunday,
Sunday.
no Monday. We typically.
No Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday,
Ooh, I
Tuesday.
can't.
But anyway, so long story short, it was kind of one of those things. I just kind of felt like I was like even on Tuesday.
You sounded like it though too. You were
I was kinda like-
congested and
right. So I took a bunch of fucking shit, and I was like, I'll make up my own goddamn Joe Rogan cocktail, which is just like vitamins, and I do those.
well, and both of us started because and our
I think it was
allergies
an
were
allergy
so
thing,
bad that we both started taking that Cordial Silver, and I think we should probably continue doing that because it's so good for you.
a couple sprays a day. Yep. So
3 to
Google
4
that.
sprays 2 times a day.
Don't. We're not Google it.
No,
Coil
that's
silver.
what it says to do. Take
They
3 or 4 sprays.
Put that shit in underwear too,
Why?
because it's antibacterial.
You got bacteria in your balls?
Yeah. If you
Called
have,
sweat?
if you haven't washed your junk in a long time, say you're out in the field,
Oh,
For a
okay.
long
Because I'm
time.
like, how long are you going without washing your junk,
Right.
babe?
so
We should
thank
have
you
this
for asking.
conversation.
I appreciate that, and I really do. It's just one of those things. So I'm gonna skip 9. Okay. 10 is this fucking lizard. This bitch.
I don't like reptiles.
We're calling this lizard tails. Lizard tails. This lizard.
I don't even like wizards. I don't like wizards.
It's
and this
totally
one's
fine.
cute.
You don't have to like lizards. But this stowaway lizard, stowaway gecko, I should say,
I like geckos. We used to have them in
traveled
Phoenix.
4,000 miles in this bra. And it wasn't in like inside of a woman's bra.
What did it? Did
in
it
a
have water or
suitcase.
food?
It was in a suitcase. So a British woman unpacking her suitcase after a trip to Barbados made a shocking.
Ooh,
Discovery.
she brought paraphernalia over.
It's not like a fucking bong, dude.
No, it's
She brought
fruit.
livestock.
It's fruit, veggies, livestock. That's all.
They should have
considered.
checked that thing for a heat signature. A gecko that stowed away for 4,000 miles inside her bra. That thing is more frequent flyer miles than both of us at this point. This year, anyway. Lisa Russell, 47, contacted the RSPCA after she spotted
Wait.
the.
Put it in a fucking bush. Why are you calling the RSPCA?
What happens if it brings some sort of like Australian virus? You know, it's It's really bad over there, evidently.
Jamaica?
In Australia.
Oh. What's that lizard on a bush, bitch?
Where's this bitch from?
You don't even know?
Where's she coming from? I'm just making shit.
I thought you said Jamaica. Jamaica me
Maybe
crazy right
she was
now.
making Jamaica. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It could be an Australian one. It could be a Jamaican one. It could be a fucking Eurasian one.
I'm surprised that it like is alive. That it gets squished in the suitcase.
The
with
thing
all
was
the...
all nice and comfy.
I know, but they tossed that shit and they had no food and no water.
Dude, I've raised my garage door multiple times, and the same motherfucking lizard is hanging out down by the bottom, and that bitch goes for a ride 9 feet up.
He likes thrills.
And he's like there, and I'm like, dude, don't fall off. And he
Don't jump.
goes underneath, and he goes up on the top, and I'm like,
He comes in here because he's got good bugs.
so anyway, I'm just saying,
Crazy.
this lizard has traveled more than all of you.
That's a pretty bra.
Is it? What do you think that is? C cup, D cup. That's
It's
a double
D cup.
D.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
double D.
big booby cup.
That's a titty cup right there.
Well, they're
So,
all titty cups, babe. They're
big titty cup.
You sound like what's her name from Fifth Element.
BTC. BTC.
What does she say? Pass.
Big titty cup.
No, but what does she say?
Multi-pass.
Multi-pass. You just sounded like big titty cup. Multi-pass.
Hey, real quick, I want to share, and this isn't in our notes, but my nephew Joe, who's in the Coast Guard,
Yes.
you'll see it come up here in a second. Dude, the guy's been taking photos and doing his own artwork. And I've tried.
What do you mean artwork? Like he's painting?
He's like doing digital artwork, right? And I don't know if this is a picture or if this is digital artwork. And I reached out to him. I was like, he posted it on too. Is
Really cool.
follow him because he's coming up with all sorts of everything. FN_lemons.
He's definitely your brother's kid, dude.
108. My brother is like an amazing artist. He's just very kind of like doesn't put his shit out there.
Well, he's not friendly. That's why.
Well, you get to know him, and he's still not friendly.
I mean, I love him. But he's not friendly.
Joe, love you.
Joe's Joe.
But this Joe, who's his son, he was in the Coast Guard, currently
This
stationed.
almost looks like too pretty to be a picture.
I couldn't tell.
But
So go out and check it out.
Is he using his phone for this shit?
He could be putting like 1 million filters out there. I don't know, but it is a.
I mean, there are filters that make me look like I'm 25.
Right.
So it could be
but he's
done.
been doing all sorts of designs in the past couple days.
That's cool.
So in his time
We need
off,
to look at it
he's
more.
literally stationed on an island.
And
He doesn't drink.
and summer's over now.
Yeah, well,
So all the bodies are gone.
so he doesn't drink.
He doesn't drink.
No, Joe's never had a drink.
What is up with your nephew and my nephew never having alcohol?
were
And I'm
like,
like, what?
Hey,
Hey, did we adopt you?
I mean, I can't. Well, he's also okay. So he's in the military and he's 20 years old, so he
Oh.
can't legally drink, which is totally fine. So we're gonna go with.
Well,
he's never
I couldn't
drank.
legally drink at 20
No,
either,
he's
and I
never
did.
he doesn't drink. He's a good boy.
I had a fake fucking ID.
He's a good
Said I
boy.
was 21.
But nonetheless, that picture right there,
Really pretty.
I was like, I would get
So excited for him.
I would get that framed.
Yep.
Like I would actually, I'm gonna talk to him about that.
You're like, print me a canvas of this shit and send it to me,
Yeah.
and I'll frame it.
Let's buy the artwork, and then we will share it with the world, and give him. We'll find a framing company and then figure it out from there. Bill, we got another opportunity here.
I can come up with our all day.
Fuck yeah, why not?
Okay.
Pinterest. So we got that. Hey, go out, check out the bars open out on Google. Not Google. No, Amazon. That's the one.
What is wrong with you?
Check it out on Amazon.
Okay.
Then because that's the new thing. And if you have an Audible subscription, you can download it to Audible as well. You can download it to Audible. You can do it right now, okay? You can download it to your Audible account as well, which is kind of cool, which I didn't realize. And then you can check us out on iTunes and Spotify if you're listening to Audible stuff. Or yeah, I guess not Audible, but audio versions.
How bored I am right now.
Fuck off. Oh my God, I love you.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. But I
That's
was
her
like,
new thing, man. She's just like, do that again. Keep going. Do it for like 10 seconds.
I don't know if I can go that
I
long.
need a full sound bite.
It's too hard.
You're going to hyperventilate? All I need, I'm just gonna piece all that shit together, and I'm gonna make a soundtrack. It's gonna be like
good
this.
gravy. But of me going,
Yeah.
oh, good gravy. What's that noise?
TV.
Bitch be crazy. Is that what I heard?
It's good gravy.
Oh,
Can you guys hear those audio?
I heard bitch be crazy. I was like, maybe. Don't judge. All right. So
We've got sound effects. Hopefully you guys hear
can they hear that?
I don't know. Can you hear that? I hope so. It's all good. All right, Banksy. This one I've been hanging on to this one for the past 3 weeks.
Not Nico. My nephew is not in boot camp, but he is stationed in San Diego.
No, he's not. Oh, your nephew.
My nephew.
Oh no,
is
her
stationed in San
nephew's
Diego.
sergeant.
Yeah, in the Marines.
At Camp
He's got
Pendleton.
Nico's got a
His name's
Jacob.
Jacob Castro. Sergeant Jacob
I
Castro.
can't believe they're so grown up. But
It's been 5. He's been in for 5 years. The guy's got a kid now.
and he's so here's the thing. They
He's
go in
Grown
skinny
fuck up.
and tall. Well, he went in skinny and tall.
And
now
now
he's
he's
skinny and
Well,
bulk.
he's big and tall.
And I'm like, wait, I'm sorry. But
He grew into his man.
he's
body.
like my cousin. Like there are
Danny?
there are 3 types of body in the Castro family, in the male Castro
Short,
family.
wide.
Nope, they're not short. They're like 5'11",
Who?
like 5'10". Ben's like 5'10".
He's 5'9".
Okay.
Best. Your brother.
He
Bert,
didn't
is
used to
like
be.
my height.
So he used to be in like up to probably love you, brother.
like 40.
50. He used to be fit and like he was a good looking dude. My cousin David, hello.
Oh, David's like 7 feet tall.
And
he's a
just,
fucking
like
monster.
he needs to be an underwear model. His
No,
whole
he's
family
like-
his whole family needs
yeah.
to be underwear model because they're all fucking beautiful.
No, he's a monster.
You're either tall and skinny,
Which is that you're like Jacobs, but he's still a big guy.
tall and skinny, tall and built, or short and fat.
Yep.
There was a point where we had a short and fit who turned into short and fat. I love my brother. He retired. He's very comfortable and happy.
He's got to keep working out, man. That's all you got to do.
But
Oh,
yeah,
got my arthritis. He's not that much older than me.
Yes, he is.
In theory, he's not.
He's 9 years older than me, so that makes him like 15 years older than you.
Keep running, bro.
15? No, more like 17 years old.
There's
No,
always
16
another
years
thing
older
you
than
can do besides sit on the couch and root for the fucking Cowboys. That's just a losing proposition all the way across the fucking board. Like there's net. All right, he's a
I like it better cold.
he's a diehard. Here, throw a fucking.
No, I'm done.
He's a diehard Cowboys fan.
If your last name is Castro, you're a diehard Cowboy fan.
No, not necessarily, unless you're a fucking New England fan or a Tampa fan. Now,
Your last name isn't Castro.
No, I'm saying, but I guarantee there are Castros in like Tampa. They're like, fuck yeah,
Not
we're
related
good.
to me.
No, yeah, there's other Castros.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, let's move
All right,
on
so
from this.
we have gotten
controversy.
so far off the track that
Banksy, we're getting into Banksy.
It's
Have you guys ever
10:40.
heard the artist Banksy? Because
ripped
this
everywhere.
one's we're gonna give you a little
I love this
arts and crafts day today. Because I sent this to Beth like 3 weeks ago, and I think she finally just read it today.
No, this is on the news.
It was on the news.
Had nothing
So
to do
I
with
shared
you.
this
Sorry, I
a
just
long
burped.
time ago. As a
You
story.
did you. So let me tell you how I shared. There's this artist that nobody knows who he is, and he paints on the walls. And I was like,
and then finally,
and then they showed this picture, and I went and looked.
Which
I'm
was
like,
the one
oh,
I've
this is
had
the guy that paints on the
forever.
walls. And you're like, that's the guy I was telling you about. I was like, you told a horrible story.
no, I would have told the story anyway.
Anyway,
Banksy
so
is an
okay,
amazing artist.
so
Share,
I'm gonna show you. Hold on, not yet. Let me
share
find
some
the
of
original
other
picture
things.
that
You guys have probably heard of Banksy. You
So
haven't?
this is the picture that
Get out.
sold for 1.5.
We're on. That one is 1.5 million.
It sold for 1.5 million dollars
And
in
that's-
2018.
Yeah, in this state, in a very specific frame.
Frame. The minute it had a buyer, it began to shred itself.
Right. Like Banksy is. So if you guys
So it looks like
nobody.
this.
So there's a. All right. So if you don't know who Banksy is, Banksy's this very I don't want to call him a controversial artist.
He's
nobody
not controversial. He's mysterious.
Serious. Nobody knows who.
Nothing he does is
he
controversial.
is.
Like and I'll show a picture in a minute. But this painting literally looked like that framed, and then the minute somebody bought it, it shred
itself.
half of it.
Half of it, and it stopped.
So what you said that he was in the crowd and hit a button,
Or I don't know if he was in the crowd.
or somebody hit a
or
button.
Something triggered it to
Sold. But
Right.
it stopped halfway. So, but here's
now
the crazy
it's got
thing.
a new name. You know it has a new name.
No,
Yeah.
they don't talk about that. Well, let's see.
So it's
Did they
the
talk
girl
about
with
name?
the balloon, and then it's
Girl with the
the-
balloon piece was sold at auction for $1.4 million, but the work of art self-destructed
That's it. Well, there's another thing, and it's called
the moment the deal was done. The piece unexpectedly lowered itself through a shredder that had been built into the bottom of the frame,
as soon as the gavel
unbeknownst to
hit.
anyone involved in the sale. And the guy and it was a Sotheby's sale, so it's like high-end bullshit.
Yeah, $6 million or $1.5 million.
And the guy still said, "I'll take it."
Now it's worth. He's putting
Now-
it back up for auction.
Back up for auction. It's going to go from anywhere from 4 million to 6 million euros,
Which is $7 million,
Which is
roughly US.
$6 to $8 million US.
And literally it caused it. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it caused it to they renamed it.
Maybe it's called
to, like,
self-destructed now.
No, it's something
tells me.
slightly different because it was Girl
Um,
in the Balloon, and it had been like that for a long time.
5
right.
to 8 million.
It's just it's fucking
British. Oh, he's a British artist. Did you know that piece?
yeah.
I didn't know
they're,
that.
Like, but nobody knows.
Often political
specifically
street art helps him turn into one of the most well-known artists. But nobody has he been around. You said he's been around for a while, right? Like, it's weird because I'm not huge in art. It's not like I'm like super.
But
anybody,
like, okay,
but
so
I've never heard of
go
him
to
before.
your other page that I had you pull up,
I know. He's
and
got,
there's
like,
gonna be images that you guys will have seen that you're gonna be like, oh yeah,
like this one I like a lot
that one is very very famous
because I
it's-
remember that in the news. Do you remember
Well,
that in the
it's-
news
yeah,
when the guy was
absolutely.
throwing the mocktail?
so it's a Molotov cocktail.
Yes, whatever
and
it's
he
called.
took it out, and this is painted on a wall, right? So he
He
took
does shit
that
like
and
this.
he took that image.
That's
and
a
he
wall.
put a
And I love
fucking-
that it's by a dumpster and the birds coming in.
And the thing is, he highlights like the points of reference that he's trying to get you to look at, like the garbage, the flowers versus the Molotov cocktail.
But I don't feel like he's controversial. I feel like he's peaceful.
I think that's why it's just yeah, and he'll just show up, and then they'll be
Like
like,
this one's really cool too.
so there's other ones that are really really small, and all of a sudden like there'll just be a picture, and it's like a mouse, like the dude just like sat down on the side of a curb and fucking painted a mouse and like a mouse hole kind of thing.
It was kind of cool. I liked it.
Yeah, it's
I
a
like
cool
this one,
story.
too.
If you guys can afford one of those things,
Are they? Oh, well, I mean,
Bill said it'll go for 10 million, perhaps. man.
well, perhaps. I mean, but they're banking on.
Nico, his
6
name
to
is
8.
Banksy. So Banksy, Google him, dude. It's like literally Inspector Gadget. Like nobody knows who this guy specifically
He is like there was a movie that had Patricia Arquette and Christian Slater and
Nobody knows who that is. Patricia Arquette's a fucking crazy person. Christian Slater's on.
Judgy
Archer.
much. But it was a
Judgy.
movie in the
No.
90s where it's a Madonna's ex-husband did it. And it's like a love story. of
Jump
like
in.
No.
Jump in.
The next one.
I don't know who that fucking is.
The
I
guy
don't
from
give a shit.
England.
Guy Ritchie.
Yes, he did this movie, and it's like a violent love story. It's like an action-packed love story.
Nobody cares. True romance.
Yes,
What Bill said.
motherfucker. Somebody cares, bitch.
Madonna wasn't in that.
I didn't.
Did you say Madonna
At
was in
what point did I say Madonna was in it? Friday night shows are a shit show. I'm realizing this at my point. Anyways,
that? We're almost done. Just
but there was
hang
a
in.
guy I think
We're
that
gonna
was
hang
like
on to 10 steps. We got to do this fucking chicken story. God damn it.
no,
This chicken
forget
story-
the chicken story.
chicken
I'm
story's
over it. I
getting
don't even have
raw.
it up anymore.
You don't? Okay.
No.
Fuck. Everybody saw the chicken going around. That thing is
Frozen chicken on
going around
the
thing.
conveyor belt at an airport.
All right.
It's
That's
kind of gross.
Feel
but-
good time.
Okay, this I thought was hilarious.
I gotta eat some
We
dinner at
skipped
some fucking
so many
point.
of my
What
stories.
time
It's
is
hilarious.
it? 10:45. Jesus Christ, we've
Um,
been going.
Where did it go? No, we didn't. We didn't.
Thank you
start till
guys
like
so-
9:20.
It's an hour and a half. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Cheers. One more cheers.
One more cheers.
And we'll have one more cheers
Okay,
after that.
so this one like touched a bone with me.
One more cheers. Was that a song you were thinking of that song?
That's not a that's
One
a song.
more time.
One more time.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I didn't.
That's
But
not
so, 100-year-old grandma sets Guinness World Record as power lifter and continues winning trophies. That inspired me because I'm a pussy when it comes to working out. I'm like literally everybody
She's
is
like, I hit my 12 reps today.
I did
She's like, I'm completely able-bodied. This 119
I did
year old
130-pound squat, and the girl, the trainer was like, is that your first set? And I was like, no, it's my lat. That was my one. That's my heavyweight. And she's like, that ain't
Bitch.
heavy enough. No, she's
She threw out the
she's a huge Christian, and she's way too nice. But she was like, I think I'm gonna sit next to you next time you have to do this.
good.
Because
What's her
I'm
name?
a wussy.
Write that shit down. I'm gonna go over there and be like, coach the coach.
You're not allowed. Anyway, so this woman, I'll show a picture. Hold on. Because it just went to an advertisement and tried to take me to a different page so it can fuck right off. Okay, so here's a picture. You can
Okay.
share real quick. So this is her.
What's
She
on?
grew up as a dancer.
Okay.
First of all, what's my first love? What did I do my whole life until I got old and stupid and decided I was going to go to college for something
Dance
other
Dance
than
Revolution?
dancing? Yep. So she was a dancer.
Okay.
A professional dancer that danced until she retired. And then at the age of 90, she went to the gym with her girlfriend
Okay.
and saw these people lifting weights.
Yeah.
And she was like, I can do more than these young people. And she literally started like getting into weightlifting. And she's got the Guinness World Record right now of the oldest power lifter. And I want to say she lifted like 100 and it's frozen.
150 pounds or something like
Something,
that.
125
She
for a
probably
90
weighs
year
like
old.
70 pounds or some shit
Um,
like that. 'Cause you're 109 years old. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I don't understand why it does this though. Like we've got to figure this shit out.
I had you
What did I say earlier? I
Let's
was
get
like,
over this.
I was said
Cross those
Apple.
boundaries. Let's have it.
Apple is
One more cheers. We're
love
good.
Apple products.
what?
They work for me every time. But so she was sidelined for a little while because her doctor was like, no, you don't go anywhere during COVID. You're 90. You're
So
100.
I've been like, motherfucker.
No, she's
Bring
100.
me my weights.
She's 100. Then she worked at home, but now she is back. She's
She's
a member of a
beds.
CrossFit gym,
She's lifting
like
up
she does
like other
CrossFit,
old ass people,
and
just,
she's getting
like,
ready to do
deadlifting
another
them.
competition in November. And here's the crazy thing that I did not know, and maybe I should do this. They literally have a senior citizens category for CrossFit shit.
Good. They should.
No,
What's
they
it
should-
start at?
I don't know.
Probably like 70, 65, 70.
I mean,
it's fine.
what? Here's the sad thing: senior citizen starts at like 51, doesn't it? I don't know. You can get AARP at 51,
I don't think that's the case, honey.
75 maybe.
It's like 70, something like that. But literally, when I wrote this down, I was like, 100-year-old deadlifter. And I'm like, is it somebody like lifting 100-year-old?
Nope, she's 100 years
Like,
old.
I mean, if you're just lifting 100-year-old, like how heavy is that? Like for anybody. I sent you a story here, which is mine, and because I thought I had it out here, it should come into your email real
Well,
quick.
everything's frozen.
Is it really?
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Just open my email.
Disconnect
Let's see.
this. Let's see. So
Oh,
mine is
Limited edition feel good socks.
socks. Yeah. So this company is basically, I heard about these guys on the news.
This isn't the guys that's $40 for a pair of socks,
No.
is it?
So this is the reason I found them.
You can turn it on.
I found them. They were on like the news this morning, and it's called, this particular brand is called the Feel Good Socks. It's called Tall Order. So it's two brothers that were working down at Ground Zero, right? And they're really tall guys, like 6'9" and 6'11" each. Their mom is like 6'1". Right?
Holy shit.
And they kept like wearing through their
Their socks.
and their boots and stuff like that at Ground Zero, and they couldn't find like a comfortable pair of socks.
Because really?
It just literally, because it was getting water.
I
in
thought
and
like
the
9 to
dirt.
11 was the medium size. And then like, but how big are their feet? Do they
They're
say?
like size 13, 14. These guys are fucking 7 feet
I
tall.
had a
and
friend
they're
like that.
fire
He had a
department.
size
They're
14.
Firefighters, right? So they were going through. So this is why I'm just gonna pump this. we do a feel good section, and I heard this morning. I was getting coffee. I was grumpy as fuck this morning, and
Not lying.
it was a morning. I had a morning. I've had a fucking whole goddamn day where like a bunch of bullshit.
Not lying, grumpy ass.
So
Chuck laughed because I was like, "Oh," you walked out and you're like, "I'm going to get fucking coffee. I told you." And I was like, "Okay, bye." And I walked to my office. I was like, "Oh, Grumpy Greg is here today. Don't pay attention to Dad whatsoever." And I just started hearing Chuck cracking up from his desk. He was like, "Oh my God, that's the greatest thing ever." I was like,
So it says
you
for
doing, Greg
every
is grumpy?
purchase of the, and I was, so for every fucking, there's a silver lining and everything. So I was
Right.
waiting in line
"I taught you that
for
shit."
my Dunkin' Donuts, which is, for me, it's a New England thing, which is, it might as well be a New York thing because Dunkin' Donuts is everywhere, right? For every purchase of the Feel Good Sock Tall order, we'll donate 100% of proceeds to the Help Foundation. To help the foundation fulfill its mission I really need glasses, to assist all emergency personnel, including but not limited to fire department, firefighters, police officers, nurses, volunteers, sanitation workers, transportation workers, and construction workers within the United States who have been injured or face serious injury due to action or omission in the course of their duties or within their everyday lives. So that is kind of like one of the things we've said since day one of this show. It's like, maybe not like several of those, like a lot of those groups, but they definitely are incorporating them. So we've always said, like, shout out to the first responders, military. Without you guys, we cannot do this fucking show, right? And that we just can't live. We can't thrive in society without those people protecting us. And that's not just us, it's everybody. So that's why I saw that and I was like, motherfucker.
It's cool.
You know, like,
But here's the thing that I like about this. So it's $20 a socks. I would pay that.
$20. Like, I'm not
There's a
paying
sock-
$70 a
There's a
socks.
sock group that gives for every pair of sock that's sold, they give a pair to a homeless person.
Sure, there's that.
$40 a pair of socks. You can suck it. I can go buy $40 of socks and give 15 homeless people socks.
There's that too.
Hey Gigi,
This is kinda cool.
I have an ask. I want to watch you ride your horse. I'm so impressed that you.
So
that,
let me go back real quick.
I was
Just-
doing something.
I gotta close out that. So that's my
All
feel good.
right.
Now you can go back to Gigi and you.
Gigi still competes. Did you know that? I'm in the
No.
old lady division when I show my horse. The division is called
You
Rusty
sexy
Stirrup.
beast.
No,
That's what Bill
wanna
said.
See her. I want to see
Jeez,
her compete.
God.
Did I put it in right this time, baby? That's what he asked.
Probably not. Yep,
Oh, no,
you did.
I
Put
want
it
to see
in
that.
the hole.
Do you have footage? Please send it to me. I love horses, and I grew up horseback riding for.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Where? In Mexico?
Well, you got to be a white boy right now.
Where else? You lived
In
in Leon Valley, you fucking weirdo.
Did you know that 20 years ago? No. 1988 is when I graduated. This is probably 1985. So when I was 15, 16, was all woods. Woods. People used to ride their horse to my high school. Like literally, they would ride their horses to high school because they had the 4-H thing. But I loved horseback riding. I wasn't good at it, but I loved it.
Yeah.
So, and I know I've seen your daughter, and she looks majestic on her horse. But I would love to see that. I feel like here's the thing I'm going to say about like the older I get now that I'm like doing the self-worth thing. I should sign up to compete something.
That's why I signed up for.
Not the jiu-jitsu bullshit,
No, for
and
me
not
personally.
a race. I don't want
Just
to do a
something to
race,
do.
but I should do like
I needed
a
something.
lifting,
I needed
powerlifting,
I needed
or
a goal.
fitness.
Totally fine. I just needed a goal.
I feel like
right?
if I do a fitness, maybe I'll even get more fit and trim.
Sure. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. But I love it when people still.
Sorry,
do
I
this.
gotta drop this picture in here.
I love you, baby.
All right, so today is. Sorry,
Advertising.
it's coming up.
Okay, I was
It's
like,
not
what
really
the
an
fuck is-
advertisement. It's just
the
I had
fuck
to
is going
I had to
on?
drop it in there. I thought I had saved it already. So real quick, today is World Suicide Prevention Day. So this is one of those things we've brought it up. We actually knew somebody that passed away due to suicide. This is probably a year ago, maybe. We're still
We've known
downstairs.
a few people, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was yeah. So it definitely happens. But I want to bring this up with all the shit that's going on everywhere. And then on top of that, like tomorrow being September 11th, We need to reach out to friends, family, do all the stuff. Do fucking throw down all the stops. Like,
Reach out to people you haven't
reach out
reached
to
out
people.
to. Wow.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to talk to my brother. Like,
That was a really bad sentence, by the way. I meant to say reach out to people you haven't talked to in a while, and I don't know how it came out.
it doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter. So I can delete that. I'll edit it. But do all of those things. But number one, if you're having a trouble or problem and you happen to hear this message, National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. Reach out to people like that are 24 hours a day standing by on that. That's super important. And if that's not your fucking MO, there's
Call a friend.
call a friend. But there's
Call a
Drinking
friend.
Bros. I can't fuck it. People give me the name of the show or the website. I scanned or the
There's a Drinking Bro contact, but you can also
you can
reach out
contact
to us.
anybody. Just fucking reach out.
I will
If
give
you
my
have-
cell phone number over this show. Probably not right now.
No, we're
but
not going to do that. But you can DM us, and just get in touch. So again, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline
Thank you
is
for sharing that, babe.
1-800-273-8255. You're too important. That's it.
Hey,
All
Nico,
that matters.
I'll be there in October. It'll be like 80 degrees.
Where?
He's like, why would you come to Phoenix right now? It's 108. So first of all, we lived there for almost 20 years, right?
Yeah,
So
we just moved here a couple of years ago.
3 years now, but it will be October, which will be like spring in Phoenix. Here's the thing. I thought it was like another 5 or 6 weeks away. 3 weeks, bitch. I'm in Phoenix in 3 weeks.
Thank you, DJ. It is Drinking Bros Vigilant Guard. Thank you. So you can go out there, you subscribe to that Facebook page. If you just have challenges, whatever, it's a very uplifting page. People are like the number one rule is don't
Did
be
you
a cunt.
see Bill's suggestion?
No.
He said, Greg, come to Iowa for a show. Then Beth goes to ride horses with Gigi and records a show. Fuck yeah.
Business.
Hey, Gigi, can I invite myself to come visit you?
I'll fly you up there.
I don't need you to fly me up there. I'll fly myself.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to put you on my G4 or something like that. But you go ahead and fly
Is that
on
a
your
plane?
get on your own
Is
goddamn
that like Wonder Woman's
Southwest.
plane? Or
Get
what's
on
a
your own
G4?
Southwest fucking flight.
I got my own card.
Take my own plane.
Crash night. Oh, God, we went long
Hey,
tonight. It's
you know what?
11 o'clock.
All right,
Holy
real quick.
fuck.
We have been talking for an hour, and I swear to God, 45 minutes, and you guys have hung out. Last thing. Tonight is the anniversary of the first DUI arrest ever in the
What?
United States.
What year was that?
The funny part is, I looked back at our stories. I read this one last year. It's just we sucked at it this year last year. So it's a repeat. So on September 10th,
Seriously?
1897,
1897?
a 25-year-old London taxi driver named,
George Smith.
excuse me, I keep remembering, George Smith becomes the first person ever arrested for drunk driving after slamming his cab into a building. Fucking building. Now people are driving through people's houses.
I mean, same
Smith
thing.
later pleaded guilty and was fined
25
shillings.
shillings. And it didn't show up on his record, probably, because
They
they
didn't
didn't
have
have
records
records
back
back
then.
then.
So call a fucking Uber. If you're hammered, call a fucking Uber. Fuck, tonight got heavy for a while. Tried to make it light, but it's an important night.
We went
It's an
a
important
really long
weekend.
time tonight.
And you
So
know what?
thank you, guys.
Fuck, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. It was awesome. I love you, Beth.
love
I hope you had a
baby.
good night. I hope you enjoyed the whiskey.
was really good
I hope
whiskey.
you guys had a great time. Go hit the like button, subscribe to YouTube, do all the stuff. Thanks to the military, first responders, everybody that did everything for us because of 9/11. Right?
Yes.
All of those folks that gave themselves and all of the folks that lost their lives
And their families.
and their families. We truly,
You
I
make
don't
a
know what else
difference.
to say.
You
It's like-
made a difference, and your family is
Yeah.
making a difference in this
Right.
world. So
absolutely. So, Ian, come get a beer. Evan Haley, we miss you. We love you. Cheers, you guys. We love you. And we'll catch you next time. Wednesday. Cheers. See ya.
bye, guys. Love you.